Hey, hey.
Yeah. Hey, y'all.
Hey, hey, hey. It's Friday night, late night happy hour.
It is time. It is
Yeah.
Friday. What is our favorite day of the week? Friday.
Friday.
And what? Because it's time for what? The late night happy hour with Carrie Irene and Dr. Sue.
Yeah.
Where everybody at? Y'all doing? What y'all's day been like? TGIF, y'all. How you doing, Dr. Sue? How you doing, Sue?
I'm great. I'm great. Hey y'all. Y'all know I be telling business. I be telling business. So
Because what
listen,
comes up comes up.
y'all, we were on time, but Carrie started to sing, and she has such a beautiful voice. And I know that it was God's anointing because it took me into a space that I was able to connect, to get realigned, to release some energy that I had, and just to feel the presence of Source, and just to come into a different spirit than I was in. Now I have to tell you that I was in a good spirit, but it wasn't necessarily a quote unquote sacred spirit. I'm still going to talk about the same things that I was going to talk about, but because of the devotion that we had, because of it was like a cleansing and a clearing devotion. So because of that, I mean, praise, I just found myself going into a space of gratitude. And so I can still talk about what comes up, coming out, but now I do it from a higher plane than I would have if we had just gotten started at 9. So thank you, Carrie Irene. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. It's so good to be in the presence of anyone that let me change that already. That was good, but I'm gonna say it better. It's so good to be able to always be who I am, no matter who I'm in the presence of. And it's so good to be in the presence. I can hear an echo. It's so good to be in the presence of people who actually, yeah, I can hear the echo too, right? Can you hear it?
A little, yeah.
Okay, I can hear it too. I don't know what to do. We always have to, we're gonna have to get on the group one day. I got a secret group, you know that? Ain't nobody a member but me, and I get on and test stuff.
So you get on there, you mess it up, and then when it's time for us, you got the echo.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying now. Okay, so I don't hear the echo now. It's gone. I think it's gone. I think it's gone. No, I don't have Facebook over. See, that's the thing. But I did have the phone that I was playing music from sitting up here, and I moved it, and I don't hear the echo anymore. So it might have been that interference. But anyway, let me get back to what I was saying. It's not only good to be in a place where I am right now, where I'm just me. I just came to a resolve that when you honestly believe it, when you tell yourself you're a good person, you're a good person. Like we say these things in affirmations, but when you believe it, there's no room you can walk into and be any kind of way that you know that you're being inappropriate.
Yeah.
Because you bring the utmost respect to every second of your life because out of reverence for having one. And so when I started doing that, people that didn't like it dropped off. I didn't have to say goodbye. But people who loved it, embrace it, start coming and doing it with me. And that's the power of being here now and being who you are, no matter what anyone says about it, so that the people who don't even like what you do, but they ain't trying to stop you from being you because they love your journey just as much as they love their own.
Yeah.
Man, so when I can sit here and feel Dr. Sue's energy, and I'm like, I need to change my music. And she hadn't said nothing. She was like, she put lipstick on. Look, now I'm telling your business. Now I'm telling your business. getting ready to go live, and she putting the lipstick on. She's adjusting her camera, and I was like, I gotta change my music. Like I'm just feeling like I feel something stirring, and I said I'm gonna put on church music. Dr. Sue, Dr. Sue said, "Oh, okay, so this is what we doing." So
Okay.
I put it on, and the song came on, and I just started singing. And
Well, you know, when you said you were putting on church music, I love church music.
Yeah.
Now, y'all, I'm just going to be real transparent. I don't go to church. I grew up in the church, but I don't go to church. I was going to Unity North Atlanta for many, many years, but since I have been here in Gainesville, I haven't even made an attempt to find a spiritual home. I'm not looking for a religious place. I'm looking, when I start to look, I will be looking for a spiritual center where my people are. Y'all, my people, right?
Yeah.
We'll be looking for some folk like y'all.
Yeah.
But I haven't started that journey yet because I just have been still dealing with the house.
Give us an update. First of all, hey everybody. Thank y'all for stopping by to see us. I saw Dr. Reese stop in. I know that was Tina with the popcorn. Angelique, the artist, is on there. And
who got popcorn? Somebody got popcorn. Wait.
Yeah, Tina always show up with popcorn, girl. You know Tina gonna have the eyes. That she look. This was his Tina. Every time that's Tina. That's Tina.
Like what they doing? What they doing tonight?
I don't know who it is. I don't know who it is. But hey, y'all. I hope y'all having. I trust that you're all having an amazing day. Oh, before we get started, after this, you got to give me an update on the house. Give everybody an update on the house. Yes, the church is in me. Yeah. Yeah. You said, yep, Tina with the eyes. So today was day 1 of the 14-day countdown of me leaving Memphis. Whew. When I tell you, baby, I feel like I'm about to go through the roof. You hear me? Oh man, I'm so ready. I'm so ready. Like if ever I felt the Holy Ghost, when I think about my exit from this place, Exodus, I think about leaving. Like not just leaving, but looking forward to where I'm going to.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Not like, oh, I'm not going like this time. This time I'm going like this.
Oh, praise the Lord. Yeah, I love that.
This is good.
It's an adventure.
Y'all gonna get something on you tonight. Y'all gonna get something on you tonight, okay? Now, that's all I'm saying. Come through. Come through. Yes, indeed. So, give us an update on your journey with the house. So, just a cliff notes in case everybody else. Give them like a 1-sentence synopsis of, and then where you are.
The 1-sentence synopsis. I'm gonna take a high note. It's a journey. It has been an adventure, up and down and up, around the corner, spinning, down on the floor, kicking, screaming. Oh, you said 1 sentence. Oh, sorry about that. I got a little carried away.
Oops.
But it's been all that.
All her business.
It has been all of that. And, you know, I think I may have spoken before about air property. And I found myself yesterday and I was fussing at my mom, right? Because, okay, so just so y'all know, my mom died in 1988. But I feel her presence here because this was her home. And so I was fussing at her saying, I know your intention was to do a good thing. I know it was because my mom, I found the documents when my mom purchased this house. And do you all know that in 1970, in the state of Florida, a woman could not purchase property on her own. she had to have a man to either purchase it for her or purchase it with her. And so I found the document where my mom had to go to court to get the judge to issue an order saying that she, I forget the languaging, but that she was free and that she could purchase this property. And so that was in 1970. And
wow.
you know, she had never had a home. And I can remember, I was young, I didn't know that we were homeless, but I can remember we were homeless now. I know that that's what we were. We would stay with other people. And there were about 10 of us sleeping in one bed, you know, and sleeping on pallets on the floor. So I know now that we were homeless, but at that time, we just with mama, we just staying somewhere else, right? And so to have our home, for her to have our own home, that was her dream. That was the dream, and she accomplished that, right? And she wanted to always make sure that her children had a place to live, that they would never be hungry, homeless, that they would always have a place to live. That is such a great intention. Now, how it plays out legally, pardon me, it's a hot fucking mess.
You better tell them.
It's a mess because when you have so many people who have ownership, if you have multiple owners, you have no owners. 9 times out of 10, people cannot get along. It doesn't matter the value of the house. It can be little or it can be a lot. Doesn't matter. There tends to be some measure of greed. I want my share. I want my share. And for those who have passed on, if it wasn't set up right, which in our case it wasn't, that my mom thought she was leaving it so the property so that as each, there were 10 of us, and she thought that as she was leaving it so that as each sibling passed that transition, that it would be redistributed among ownership would be redistributed among the remaining siblings so that the last sibling standing would have complete ownership.
But no,
that is not what happened.
No,
that is not what happened.
Y'all
and
better
so
listen to this.
My mom didn't have a will. She didn't have a will. And so her intention isn't worth a crap, right? What happens then when you die in like the state of Florida and in the other states, I'm sure the state statute takes precedence if you don't have a will. And they call it that you are intestate, meaning without a will. And then the property is distributed in accordance with the state statutes requirements. Now, what that means is, did y'all hear me when I said there are 10 of us? There were 10 of us. 6 of them are deceased, but they left children behind. And some of those children are deceased, and they left children behind. 3 layers deep. And I asked the attorney today, well, how far does this thing go? It keeps going. The layer, grandchildren, great grandchildren, as long as there are heirs that, like, if the next heir is alive, then it stops there. Like it would start with the great grandchildren. But if the great grand are dead, then it goes to the great great grand, and then the great great great. Oh my God!
As long as they're in the lineage and they are alive, it includes them.
Yes.
It's like roots.
I don't even know these people. I don't know these people. These people have never set foot in this house. These people have never paid a dime, but they want their share. Now, did you feel the energy there? That's the energy. When we started this call, it was like, you want your share? Your daddy didn't do shit. You didn't do. My mama called my brother. My brother was a master carpenter. Y'all, I'm telling my business. I'm telling to make a point.
I got my big seller night tonight. We filtering tonight.
telling it to make a point, right? This is a legal issue. This has nothing to do with love and nothing to do with morality. But my mom struggled to get this house. I helped her pay for it. One of my other brothers helped her pay for it. My sister helped her pay for it. But my brother, who was a master carpenter, she begged him to come and put a screen door on it. He told her to hire somebody. The day that she died, we were getting ready to go to the funeral, actually. And standing right in front of this door, we are lining up, and he says to me, I want my share. I'm not going to even, I can't even repeat the words that I said to him. I'm just going, I was totally into 3D. I know nothing. This is 1988. I know nothing about no higher self. I was not into spirituality. I wasn't in religion. I was in me. And I got into him. I'm just saying, I'm just telling you. So the things that I said to him, and I told you better get out of my face. Now he's dead, and his daughter is the same way. So she wants her daddy's share. I just had to pull up, because I have to keep reminding myself, I am not that girl. I'm not that girl. I am not the girl that would cuss you from one end of town to the other. I'm not that girl anymore, but I used to be. And Lord Jesus, when you asked me to give you a status update, I have been, it's like, this is my girl, Nene. Nene don't have no control, but the angels are over here, and they have just been silencing her. But what's happening then, though, is that there's still that human thing that's going on internally. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know. And it's like you're fighting, not you, me, fighting with myself, because I know who as my friend says, I know who I am in the Lord, but I know who this girl is too. The reality is this: you can't be light if you don't know dark. I've got my dark, I got my shadow. I've worked many, many years to control the shadow, but the shadow never goes away. It doesn't go away. Don't think it does. It's there waiting to raise its ugly head. But I tell you, when Carrie asked me what I wanted to talk about today, I said I wanted to talk about kindness. Not because I had a desire to be kind, but because in the midst of all of this, God has sent people to me who were just kind. He's just making a way in this darkness, in this legal morass, putting people in my place who will work through this at no cost to me. What we're talking about here is probating the estate of 6 people who are dead. Yeah, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of time.
That's a lot of time. That's a lot of money. When I talked to a different lawyer when I first got here, and I just wanted to know, I've done my research. I know what I know, but I want to hear what the lawyer says who practices this kind of law. And he was saying, like, at minimum, it would cost $10,000 at minimum. And he says, I've seen it go as high as $20,000 to $25,000. Now,
you do what?
To probate the estates of all of these people. It's not just one estate. It's not my mama's estate has to be probated. Each of my brother's estates have to be probated. My sister's estate has to be probated.
So you have to pay that per probate?
Yes.
Yeah. That's a lot.
So I'm not sure how much it is per probation, but it's at least like they can do like an administrative. If nobody's contesting anything, they can do it administratively. That's a couple $1,000s. You're talking about the lawyer's fees and court costs and the cost of filing papers. Yeah, it was like yesterday. I was just.
Okay. Let me ask you this: like We about to go to Coke. We about to go to Coke session on this thing right here. let me ask you an open-ended question right quick, okay?
So,
what is your budget for buying people out of this?
budget.
Well, consider what it would be, because either way it goes, it's gonna cost you. Figure out what that is and work it into your budget.
I'll tell you what my budget is, y'all. Real. My budget is I trust that God is going to make the way. My budget is that
I'm
I
with that.
trust that
I'm with
things are
that.
going to work out. My budget is that I trust that these people are going to, most of them are going to release their interest to me, not necessarily because they love me, but because they love the house. That's what I'm trusting. They love and honor the memory of my mom. And so what I am doing every day throughout the day, those people that I know are problematic or I suspect will be problematic, I am visioning them. I'm visioning each one of them signing the papers and smiling, and giving it to me. That's my budget.
Okay. So that's done.
That's my budget.
Hey, Tina, you say the words, because you know what I'm about to say. Tina, if you're still here, say the words. Say the words, because I know what they are. Oh yeah, that's what it is. I set my phone on the computer and it started echoing again. That's what it is.
So what's the word? What's the word?
She'll type it in a minute. If she hears, if she don't type in a minute, I'll tell you. But what I will say, just from me, is that I love that for you. I love that for you, and I love that you put it out there and you actually cast the spell just now. You said it out loud. You can replay it. You can make it your ringtone, but it's out there. And the more that is amplified, the bigger that ripple gets. There ain't nothing that ain't gonna be rolling in the way towards you. Good. Yes. That's what it's all about.
Whenever my mind falls on one of these people or of this situation, I just see that God is smoothing it out. God is making a way. Yeah. I mean, this program that I it's like, I don't know if I shared this. So 2 weeks ago, I went to City Hall to get the gym membership because there's a community center near me that has a gym, right? And you have to go there to get it. But when I woke up that morning and heavy with this house stuff on my mind. But when I woke up, I just started hearing that song, the Beatles, Let It Be. It just went over and over. Just let it be. Let it be. God will, there will come an answer. Let it be. Let it be. And so I went down to it's the community, that department, community relations or whatever. And as I got out the car and I'm walking up to the building, I see this sign in the grass and it says, help with air property, that we will help you get clear title. And I said, oh God, this is it. Because I didn't know that there was such a program. And so the sign just said, we help with get clear title. We help with air property. And so when I went upstairs, I went to do my business. I came back down and I thought, well, let me just stop down and see what that's about because I didn't know anything about it. And so as it happened, the director of the program was there. Yes, I see.
It's already done is the word. It's already done because Tina be saying that all the time. It's already done.
Yeah. The director of the program was there and she and I talked for a very long, I must have stood there and talked to that lady. She talked to me for about an hour, told me what to do, told me that if I was selected into the program, that they would pay all of the legal expenses, that they had 2 law offices that help with these matters, and that it's in the city's interest that one person own the property because they can hold that person accountable. There are programs that they will get that are available to really renovate the house, but that they can hold that one person accountable. If you've got 10 people, or even if you've got 2 people or 3 people, nobody wants to be responsible for it, but everybody wants their share, right? So that day it was like, oh God, this is what Let It Be. That's why that song was. It, who even sings that?
You the only, and you the only one that needs to sing it.
I know, but you know what I'm saying? It's like that day when I got up, that was because God speaks to me in song. I can't sing, not a tap, but I'll get a fragment. God just gives me a fragment, and it's the fragment, it's the message. Let it be, let it be. There will come an answer. Let it be, right? And so that played in my head all day. And when I saw that song, it was like, this is what that was about. This is what that was about. So the lady was very, very kind, very informative, told me what I needed to do. So like yesterday, I took the application back and I needed to get my mom's death certificate, my dad's death certificate. I didn't have any of these people's my papers. My sister kept all that stuff. And then my sister's deceased, right? She passed in April. And her property is messed up like this too, right? So and the siblings are at odds with each other. So it's like I'm not knowing if he was the brother who is in the house. I'm not knowing if he's going to let me come into the house. But he did, and he was very not hostile toward me. It's just very quiet, very calm. So I got so excited because it's like, oh my God, here's the deed to the house. I had never seen the deed. My mom bought the property, but the courthouse does not have a copy of the deed, even though when I got the original deed, it shows that it was filed. They can't find it, right? But everything I needed was there. And so I took it this morning and I said, so when will you let me know if I've been accepted? She says, oh, you were accepted last week. So and I had
already know.
When we had talked initially, I asked her, I said, am I going to have to pay any money? And she said, the city will the attorney's going to do the work. They'll bill us at the end of the month. We'll pay. You won't have to pay any money. And so, nice. I know that there's a possibility that I may have to buy somebody out, but I'm just praying that that's not going to be the case. And I'm not worrying about it. I'm just visualizing it happening. I'm seeing it happening, and I'm seeing them doing it with a smile, with love, and just being happy to share that with me. So that's
like this is not worry free. Like I'm with Dr. Suka. She don't worry free like me, and I like worry free like me. So I'm just gonna be over here and beefing and bobbing with Dr. Suka. This is the energy we in today. Like, yeah, you're like, but this is going wrong and this is going wrong. What's that where? Ain't nothing wrong here. This is life, baby. This is life, and I'm about to show you how I'm bobbing and weaving through it. I ain't gotta throw no punch. I'm the weave, but you know what? You think I'm bobbing and weaving, but you know what I'm doing? Dancing. With the same note. Hey.
When I was at that office, the lady's office this morning, usually people, it's unfortunate, but you go into these government offices and people aren't smiling and nobody's asking if they can help you.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. But I tell you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 6 people came out to ask me if they could help me. And they were all smiling. Yeah. And I said to one guy, I said, the thing I have enjoyed about coming down there, I've been down there now 3 times. The thing I enjoy about coming down here is that there's such an energy of kindness, and there's an energy of, it's almost a sacred energy. It's almost like that department doesn't belong with the rest of the government.
No, we gotta let it stay. It's tilting the scale. We gotta tilt the scale.
The people are just, they're kind, they're compassionate. They had great energy. So I thought about, when you asked me what I wanted to talk about, that's what I was thinking, that in the midst of what could be of my own chaos, and all of this chaos that's around me, these individuals are a common force that God has put in my space to support me and to facilitate me as I move through this whole process. And regardless of what the outcome is, this part of the process is just affirming and very supportive, and just helping me to see that my girl Nene, I'm not that girl anymore, right? I'm not that girl anymore.
Nay,
This is the girl that
nay.
I am. This is the girl that I am. And I'm sending love and good energy to everybody else. But I just know that God's gonna do what God's gonna do. And my
Yeah.
favorite comedian says, just gonna let it do what it do. Y'all know that's Jamie Foxx. Gonna let it do what it do.
Yes, indeed. Oh man, this has been good. This is feeding my soul. Cause I'm like, it's just a season of like, I can no longer not be me. It gets to that point. And to your point, when you come across people who, the phone again, when you come across people who insist on, who for some reason have the automatic response to take the negative end of the stick of any situation before even analyzing anything. And then here you are accustomed to taking the positive end of the stick. So it's like you see that you're on the same stick, but they can't because of their clouded belief that they're just holding on to their piece, and it's all the same piece. It's all the same piece. It's all the same piece, and it all goes into the same pot, and we all sip from it. So it's just like, but you best believe what you put in is what's closer to what you sip.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So put in good, and that's another reason why it's no need to worry about the things that we label as wrong and negative, because if we can march around here proclaiming and shouting from the rooftop all of these laws, universal laws and stuff, and we are avid about the law of polarity, the law of opposites, if we acknowledge that this has to happen, why would you complain when it shows up? It has to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
It has to. But you can't control how you feel about it because you prepped yourself, you primed yourself, and you are prepared.
Don't let it do what it do, y'all.
We're gonna let it do it, baby. It might look like bobbing and weaving, but really, you just dancing through life saying, I already know that this is what it is. But damn it, good time. I'm taking care of.
One of the things that I want to talk about as an aspect of this is that spirituality can be so theoretical, so
It can be.
um,
It can be.
what's the word? It can be so
Ethereal.
yeah, ethereal. And so what I like about the conversations that we have, and what I try to do, is bring it home. Like, there's nothing, we're all special, but there is nothing special that makes us any more special than anybody else. And regardless of, we're all trying to do this, wherever you are on your path, we're all trying to do life, right? And life isn't easy necessarily, but it becomes more difficult depending on, based on what you think and how you view it, because your thoughts control everything. Now, I could have not seen the kindness of the people at that office. I could be so enmeshed and immersed in the negativity that's associated with this house. But one of the reasons, and I was talking to my spiritual mentor yesterday, and I said, I told my mom that I would never come back here. I would never live in this house again. And from 1988 to 2020 to 2023, I stepped foot in this house two times. Two times. And the second time was when I moved my stuff back. But I kept feeling like I was being called to come, called to come. And it wasn't a calling that I could deny. Last year, a year ago, I was going to come, and things went haywire. And I said, see, I told you I was never going to come. I'm not going to come. I'm just not doing it. But here we are 12 months later in this almost the exact same time period. And now it's time to come home. And so I was saying to my mentor, I don't know why I'm here, but she said, you're here because there's some healing taking place. Healing within you. My son is here with me, healing with him individually as well as in your relationship. Healing of the house, the energy of the house, and healing of those spirits that have not yet left. My youngest brother has schizophrenia, a lot of pain associated with that. One of my younger brothers. My other brother who lived here most recently, he's deceased, but 2 years ago, he died 2 years ago. But he had early onset dementia and Alzheimer's, and so he was a person who had dealt with a lot of pain. He was a mean man, but he was a mean man because he was hurt, and he had shown himself that he really, like my sister and I would tell him, you're just putty inside, right? But he was very gruff and very angry, right?
Right.
That anger was here. And then my mom passed from cancer. Um, she went for a physical exam related to work, and they told her she had cancer. She had the surgery, and they said we got it all, right? And what I didn't know then, but what I know now, when they say they got it all, if it has affected the lymph nodes, they don't get it all because now it's in the bloodstream, right? And so 4 years later, my mom passed, but she went through chemotherapy there was a lot of pain. And one of the reasons for not wanting to come back was I didn't want to deal with that pain, right? And then I get here and this whole mess, the chaos related to the air property. It's like, mama, I was fussing at her yesterday, like, what? I know you wanted to do a good thing. I know you wanted to do a good thing, but you should have just left it to one person. And so here's the PSA for you guys. Leave it to one person. Leave it to one person. Whatever it is, you got a car you want to give somebody, give it to one person. You got a house, give it to one person. Don't put all these people on whatever the property is, because they're gonna fight.
Coming in like Medea.
Yeah, they can be all in love now that you're alive, but I'm gonna tell you, 9 times out of 10, it's not gonna be that way once your head is cold. And they may not even wait until your head is cold. I just say that because this is what happened with my sister.
We can hope.
So I'm just saying. But I think that for me, the healing that the house has being in this house has brought to me is I can be in my family's energy without taking it on. I was a little concerned that in coming back with everything that was going on, that I would be, I don't even know but that I would be caught up in the heaviness of it all. So not that. my son and I are getting, we haven't lived in the same space since he was 18 years old. And so now he is back just temporarily, and we're getting to know each other adult to adult. So that's a different healing that's taking
Right.
place.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as I am repairing the house and upgrading the house, then I feel that my mama is very happy that someone is taking responsibility for this house that she worked so hard for, right? So a lot of healing, and for me, one of the big things that I have had to recognize is I thought I had gotten past that being judgmental. Oh my God, I've been judging everybody and everything. And it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
What doing? What and not just the house. Now, I am not bougie, but y'all can say I am if you want to. I'm just saying I don't care, right? My brother says I am. I say I like nice things. I worked hard in order to be in a position to have nice things. We live in a middle class, working class neighborhood, but our house now is the ugly house on the block because nobody is taking care of it, right? And so as I'm coming in and I'm saying, I want this done, I want this done, I want that done, and my brother goes, my sister, I'm just trying to get you, help you get into the house. I go, okay, and I want this done, and I want that. And I'm doing this and this. My sister, I'm just trying to help you get in the house. They go, oh, you're that way. You just kind of bougie. I said, no, I'm not. Well, yes, I am because
Hello, on this done and that done.
right, and so that's one thing that I have had to watch myself and really come to acceptance that I like what I like. And that doesn't make me anything. It just makes me, I like what I like.
Yep,
And I don't like what I don't like, period.
Right. It
And,
is.
but, but a part two of so that was judging me because he was judging me, right? And not, he wasn't doing it in a mean way, but judging
Right.
nevertheless, right? And then I watched myself as I judge. I hadn't even had this conversation with my son, but I was getting a little irritated. It's like I was standing at the kitchen sink one day and I thought, well, what is that about? Right? What is that about? Because we're getting along fabulously. And then I heard, because he doesn't do things the way you do things.
Yeah. Yeah.
He doesn't move in your energy, right? It's like, oh wow, that was huge. That took me a few days to process what that was all about and to get to a point of I can release this because he's not supposed to move in my energy. Nobody is.
No one. And when you release that responsibility of them, you also release it from you. Because think about it. If one person has one string of my expectation on them, then they have that one string of my expectation on them. But if I have one string of expectation on everyone I know, how many strings I've attached to me?
It's like, so I was grateful.
Looking like a kiwi.
Yep. It was like, wow, that was such a major eye opener for me because I would not have anticipated that.
Right.
I didn't see that coming. I'm grateful that God showed it to me. And I'm grateful that I have evolved enough to know what it was and to release it.
Yeah.
Now I'm telling y'all that we talk about me judging me and other people too, right? So it's like I have not lived in a neighborhood in a long time, actually since I was a kid. where people play their music and entertain the whole neighborhood.
That jamming out there, Dr. Sue.
So it's like, oh, okay, I forgot that we entertain the whole neighborhood. And initially, y'all, I'm just saying it. So initially I was going, really? Really? And God just had me to flash back to when I was in my teens, right? On Saturday morning, I'm doing the cleanup thing. I got the music blasted. I am entertaining the whole neighborhood. That's what we did. We did what we did. So who am I now to judge other people because they're doing what they do?
Yeah, they just
So that
doing them. They just doing them. They like, I want it.
Yeah, I mean, some Gladys Knight, some Otis Redding, some, hey, the whole neighborhood needed to be entertained with my music.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. We have to, you're gonna have to get together a Sue playlist.
So I caught myself going, "Oh no, you're not, Sue. You're not judging." Because as soon as I had the thought, God just flashed me back to that's what you used to do. So we do what we do. So those are the kinds of when I tell you this is an experience. This experience has been a very healing experience, and I reached a point of just saying it's an adventure. It's an adventure because I don't know what's going to happen next. And I also don't know what God is going to show me in terms of how this whole experience is enabling me to evolve higher.
Yeah.
So that's, I talked a lot, y'all.
This is gonna be a great unfolding for both of us. Both of us are in seasons where we are literally moving states. We're both in seasons where we are shifting and expanding business. And we are in a season where we're really fine-tuning what we've been doing on the side and bringing it to the forefront. Yeah. It's a lot of parallels. And I guarantee you, if you are listening, you can find that same parallel in your life right now. Like coming out of, like I posted a reel. Actually, I posted 3 reels because it wouldn't fit in one. I'm like, this was a fluid thought and I have to post it all. Because when I started recording it, I was just recording it to do like I was going to do a 14-day journey of each day before my 2-week notice. And I'm like, Carrie, I know me. I'm going to miss a day, whether it's just I just don't feel like it or whether I got something to do or whatever. And I'm like, I just want to do something now. If I feel like doing something those days, that's what I'll do that day. Yeah. But today, I just want to record the way the lighting was, the twilight of it all, because it's really dark in the mornings now. So the street lights and mercury lights are still on. And it feels like you're walking in the middle of the night, when I'm walking to work through this parking lot. And so I just started recording myself, and I just started thinking about, because typically when I'm recording myself, I'm talking anyway, but no one ever really hears it but me, because I put that out and then I just put some music over it when I post it. But like I was just talking this thing out, and I was just saying how proud of myself I am from noticing that I've been walking in this energy since 2020. Yeah. It took me that long to see it. I've been going in circles. It's just like just going or just chasing my own tail. And I'm just like, I feel myself because life is cycling anyway. But it's an expanding. But sometimes you can go over that same ring like so many times. And when you go over something so many times, you actually get deeper in it. So not only are you going around, but you got to go around and up to go out sometimes because you done jugged it, Tritch. So as you start going up the thing, you got to rest. And sometimes you rest wrong. You kind of slide down a little bit, And not to mention you're going up, but you're going on an angle because you're still expanding. Even if it's just a smidge. Can you imagine going up a cliff that's 5 foot high at a 45-degree angle sideways and going all the way around it that way, and you can't get to the top until you make a full cycle? You know how difficult that would be?
That's like my
That's what I
slinky.
did. Yeah,
Like my slinky.
that's what I was doing. That's what I was doing. But I made it out. And when I expanded and my ground started to flatten and I could see that it wasn't a wall, it was just my way. It was just my way.
Well, let me just say this. You said since 2020, I've been on, just so that y'all know, it is
Tell all her business.
unique. It's unique to each individual in terms of where you are on that slinky and where you are in terms of going around and around. Most of us go around and around. I don't really know anybody who, regardless of what they say, it's not a straight shot. It is not a straight shot. The path is not a straight shot. I've been on this path, this part of the journey, going around and around and around since 2014. 2014 is when I started this. And it's like every time I will reach a point of thinking, oh, this is it. This is it. I got it. And God will allow me to rest in that space for a little while before he begins to move me to another space, to another space, to another space. And so there, what I know now and who I be now, I wasn't that girl in 2014. That girl was there, but she hadn't burst forth through all of that stuff. And for all of us, we're like flowers that are opening up.
Yeah.
Don't
Oh, it's
don't hold
something.
the energy tight. We're like the
Loaded.
what I heard is that we are like the lily in the pond, like the lily pad. You know, the lily pad. The when you see those lilies out there, they are so beautiful, but the water is so nasty. You know what I'm talking about?
I do
In
know
the
what you're
pond,
talking about.
the lily pad, uh, the beautiful green leaves, beautiful flowers, but that
I imagine
water,
my feet in it though.
yeah, that
Oh God.
that water
It's
is
squishy and
nasty.
scary, but I just want my feet in
But we
it.
have to come see the great part of the spiritual journey is as you're coming up out of that water and you're being green and beautiful and in all of your divine glory, right? So we're going to always have our foot to some extent in the muck. That's the humanness.
Yeah.
You can't get away from being human unless you decide that, bye. But as long as you're here, energetically, even though we're spirit beings, the human, we also have human characteristics, traits. And so we're going to always be struggling to get totally out of that. And the thing is, you have to, let me roll that back. I have to, you can do what you want to do. I have to be okay with that. I have to know that the fact that my toe is in the muck doesn't mean that I'm muck. I have to know that the fact that there's chaos all around me and that I am standing in the midst of it doesn't mean that I have to internalize the chaos. I can still be aligned. I can still have my chakras doing what they need to do. I can still pull in the light. I can still have my auras clear. I can still be totally in tune with my highest self and with source.
Yeah.
That's
Mm-hmm.
the commitment that I have to me. I'm going to keep working, keep doing what I do, moving forward on the spiritual journey. I hope that's the commitment that you make to yourself as well. The thing is that we have to look with our spiritual eyes, not with our physical eyes, because your physical eyes, hey, you can't, all you see is the muck that the lily is in, right? But your spiritual eyes allow you to see the process, to understand it, to know that it's a part of God's process, that it is the plan, and to see really the beauty of the flower because that's who you are. Beautiful flower.
Yes, indeed. Well, Angelique said she on board. She said for sure she on board. That
Yeah.
was good. That was good. Yeah, I definitely saw my feet in that. I saw my feet in that. And you know, plain and simple, the muck is also God. You know, It's not something that we're enduring. It's something that we're a part of. We're part of this agreement between ups and downs. We're part of the agreement between left and right. We're part of the agreement of what you want and what you don't. But the more that we fine tune, the more experience that we have, the more that we realize what's possible. If you go through something bad and you believe in polarity, do you know how good good is on the other side of that? And now it belongs to you. It belongs to you. It's not a question, it's a law. It belongs to you. And when you stay in that space and you start to see things in a different perspective, better and better things start to belong to you. You know why? Because you have put your focus on it and it has begun to grow. Because you realize that even in the muck, the only thing that there ever is, ever will be, and ever has been is God. Period. Period. So the muck, the mire, and the sunshine, it's all the same.
And here's my last thought on the muck. That's judging. The term muck, when I think of it, there's a whole energy that I cast on that word.
Exactly.
But think about it this way, right? And this is what God is showing me now. Within what I call nasty, dirty muck, there's ecosystems. There are animals and there are other plants. They're all a part of the divine plan, and they're all necessary so that we can have the life that we have outside of the muck. So there's no bad. The only bad is when you look at it and you judge. You look at it with your human eyes and you judge it's bad. If you look at it with your spiritual eyes, then you understand truly God's plan is amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah. And you mentioned two lives there. You said the life outside the water, but you mentioned the life in the water. There is life everywhere.
Yeah.
Please remember that. Like that whole ecosystem, think how miraculous that is. They are down there, under there. If somebody hold us down there too long, we die. They down there drowning, baby.
So, so we're getting ready to go, but before we go, I'm going, y'all, telling my business.
All right, tell it.
So I know that all life forms are of God. So I don't need y'all judging me.
Let me mute myself.
This is just saying. And don't you be laughing because you know I'm fixing to say something crazy. But for the last couple of days, I've been sitting out on the carport. Now we don't have a driveway, a garage. We got a carport. But I love to go and sit out there. I have my coffee and I sit there and I look at the birds. Yesterday, there were they looked like geese to me. I don't know what they were. About 8 of them came walking down single file down the middle of the road. They were all white. They were beautiful. And then I saw for the last couple of days, I've been watching this lizard, right? And sometimes I see him and he's brown. And sometimes I see him, depending on where he is, it looks like he is black, right? So yesterday I was looking for him. Like, where's the lizard? I haven't seen him. Usually I see, because I think I even posted in my group, maybe on Instagram, I posted a picture of the lizard coming up the side by the HVAC unit. And then once he had gotten up, so I'm looking for him, Where is the lizard? Y'all, guess where the lizard is? The lizard is.
What you mean?
The lizard is in the house. The lizard is in the house. Yo, I'm so scared of lizards. Like, I could watch the lizard from afar while I'm
where energy go, you called that lizard. You said, "Where is the lizard?" That lizard did not have any other choice but to come to you. You were seeking that lizard.
I was. And when I came in the house, and what you see back there, those brown things. Angelique saying so many people. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. So I went back to, I used the table back there as my office. Got a couple of places that I use as my office, but I use that as my office because it's got the window that I can just look out, right? And so I
Yeah.
go back and I'm getting ready to sit down. You see my chair, getting ready to sit down in my chair, and I look up on top of the screen divider over by the bookshelf. I'm looking at the lizard looking at me. I just scream. So it's like I was looking.
Great.
So I slept with the light on last night because I don't know where the lizard is. And I told my son about it. So what my son says, oh, that's a gecko and they're friendly and they're more afraid of you. And I'm thinking, if this thing jumps on me while I'm asleep, oh my God,
You got this. This is gonna check you in your sleep now. Now I know you get.
and then I said, perish the thought because I don't want to bring him. But I've been looking for him, but I can't find him. I don't know.
Or you
I
gonna
saw one outside. I saw one outside today in the same place. I thought, well, maybe he got back out. I don't know. But you see, those bookshelves, they're filled with books. And you can't see they're like 4 bookshelves over there, full of books. That means that there's so many places for my friend to be. Ooh, got to tell him to go back outside or find a corner. My son said
saying you want me to buy you a terrarium? You can catch him. Let's catch him. What you gonna name it? What would you name it?
What would I name it? Get out. Get out.
Look, his initials would be go.
Like G-O. Oh, Lord. So I didn't have sleep last night because I was so worried about him. And then I got up this morning and I'm looking. I got bags under my
I'm like, I got the bags.
I got bags under my eyes because I didn't sleep. I was so tired. So tired.
Go.
Yeah, I wanted to leave y'all with something funny. I love laughing with you. I always will laugh at myself because life is funny. Even in what we might consider the darkest times, we can always find joy and we can always find laughter. And if we can't find it for ourselves, find it for someone else, because that, when we find it for someone else, you are uplifting the energy of the earth. And that really is what we're all about, raising the consciousness, evolving. This isn't a selfish personal thing. As I evolve, we all evolve. So I will tell my business always to make a point. I will tell stories to make a point, and I'll tell you when I do dumb stuff, and I'll tell you when I'm scared. Like, I don't know where he is, but Go needs to Go. Okay?
This has been a great time. So, when we end, a lot of times we end with this video that talks about a space retreat. I think right now it's the time to tell you that this is something that has happened in 2024. If you want to be a part of it, you need to start thinking about how you're going to make it happen, why you're coming, and how you're going to come back home. Because this is what's next for me and Dr. Sue in 2024. And there's a lot of stuff happening in between there too. But when you look at this video this time, I want you to have that in mind. We're going to see y'all again next week. Same time.
Yeah, next week we have to tell them. So next week we'll talk about just briefly about the event that we got, the Healing Summit that's coming up.
Yes, the Healing Summit is coming up first weekend in December. I should have a little video ready by then.
And you've also got the cruise that's in 2024.
Yeah, that's in October in 2024. So maybe that's what we'll do next week. It's really just we'll break down the different events that we have, spend a little time telling you guys about it. Because we got a lot going on.
Yeah,
and we don't because we get on here to have fun and just whatever.
It's a happy hour, y'all.
Yeah. So we don't talk a whole lot of business, but we didn't want to slight you either. We're gonna catch y'all up next week. So be here. We're gonna give some prizes or something next week. Who want a prize?
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Give away a prize. We'll think about it. And what we'll do is we'll go ahead and just set an event for next week, so everybody can get reminders and all that good stuff. So when you look at this video now, I want you to think about what I said. We're gonna see y'all next week. All right.
Bye, y'all.
Nah.
As I was thinking about what we are doing, it really is an opportunity for people to connect with their beingness. We are not conscious of the compartmentalization. We just say, this is who I am, right? Who you are is different depending on the environment that you find yourself in or the people that you find yourself connected with. So I hold myself out as an example. At 71 years old, it's been a long journey. It's been a long journey to self-acceptance. And I think it may be that way for many of us, that we look at the pieces of ourselves and decide, I can show that. No, I can't show that. Is there a danger? How deep is the danger if I show you all of me? Oh, I can show these people this part of me, and these people this part of me, and these people this part of me. And then the question is, how long before you get tired of just compartmentalizing your beingness?